got our parts in the mail, folks. We can finally bring the Drift Trike back to life, despite it's raining outside and, well, our current situation. But we can still go for rides. Possibly can go into parking lot still, but that's gonna have to wait for a little bit. So for now, I want to at least get this thing back to life, back off of the jacks. I hate to see it just standing here all alone. So let's go ahead and show you the parts that I've gotten that will help bring this thing back to life. So, where do I start? First, we'll go ahead and go with our new reinforced flex-proof steel axle provided by BMIKarts.com. Thank you, BMI Karts. And instead of using threaded ends, it uses snap ring ends here. One thing that is different for sure is the length. Unfortunately, they didn't have a 36-inch length, so I went to the next size up, which is a 38-inch. It shouldn't be too bad, I don't think, and I hope. But I'll find a way to make it work. I probably could have gone away with the 32-inch, but I just didn't want to cut anything close given the size of our frame here. I think I had it sized so it would work with the 36-inch, the original 36-inch. Actually, you can see hiding over there. But yeah, a nice special feature too is the keyways on this axle. They are 180 degrees offset to reduce the stress concentrations and also hence reduce bending. And speaking of which, since our bearings are cocked at the moment, we got some new bearings. They slide all on this axle nicely, and well, hopefully should replace those. And if I do happen to find a way to fix those, well, we can use those towards a new project. So another issue I wanted to solve in the future was ground clearance. That sprocket is a 54 tooth sprocket for a number 40 chain. It's nice and heavy duty. It served me well, but as you can see, that thing is huge compared to the tire here. It's almost the same diameter as the tire, and out there in that alleyway over there, it's digging trenches like no tomorrow. So we are downgrading. Well, actually, here, let me put it this way. So instead of spending $50 on a new sprocket that's smaller, like a 48 tooth to go a little bit faster, we're getting the same deal just by replacing the whole drive chain. That's right, folks. We are going down to a 35 chain setup. We have a 53 tooth split sprocket to make maintenance easier in the future. Of course, we have our 35 chain and chain tool. And the one I'm most interested to test with is this 12 tooth Comet clutch. So there's the old clutch there. It's a 10 tooth. This is a 12 tooth. And combined with our 53 tooth here, I think we're going to be able to hit the 30 mile per hour zone. Quite interesting to see. It'll be a while until we test it, but I'm pretty sure that Bandit's going to get some more top speed. We lose a little bit of initial acceleration, but again, at the high end, we're going to be going a little bit faster. So I suppose we should go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start by putting the clutch on the engine. If anyone's wondering what the bolt here is, this is a 5/16 24 fine thread bolt. I think if I remember correctly, this is either 1 inch length, if not 3/4 inches. Nice, that is officially part of the deal now. Ah, I'd be darned. Okay, so we want to do shaft collar and then another shaft collar for the sprocket. Nice! Nice and true. So yeah, then another collar. One for that. And then we feed the axle through. So wait. Progress update for you folks. I got the axle all centralized and everything. And you will notice here that I don't have my shaft collars on the drum brake before. When we were testing it on the Washougal, I bought the wrong sized shaft collars despite they were in the right box of where they'd be sold in. This set screw did okay for now. So for the time being, we're gonna just neglect having those, and we need to put those shaft collars towards spacing our wheels. Because we have two options here. One, we can have our hubs all the way out to the bit here, and then have to let the snap ring hold it in place, and have a shaft collar here. And of course we can use them here. Or two, we space them inwards like it was with the original shaft, and well, use two shaft collars, 1 and 2, to hold them in place. You probably know which one I'm going to be going with, because I don't want to be stressing out this end of the shaft here, because that's pretty long and it's a little concerning. But if the hub's over here, then I'm not going to be too concerned. Ideally, I would assume you want it as close to your journal bearing as possible. Now coming to this point where you just have the engine sitting on it now, but being able to see this back in action and see how that chain guard interacts with the sprocket here is quite satisfying for me to see. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on lining things up. Some time has passed. I got the brake hooked up, the engine in place, and our chain cut to length, nice and tensioned, and nice and buttery smooth. So if anyone's curious, I'm using the Reaper chain. It is an extreme branded gold on black pre-stretched chain for 35. Nice and buttery. Again, it's not too stiff to be snapped in two, essentially. Clutch is on, everything's hooked up. I got the wiring all situated. I think there's one more thing to do. I'm pretty nervous, as I was on the first day when I completed this build, but now with all the modifications in place, I'm gonna have to hold it like this with my legs. Will she crank over? Okay, that tells me the battery's almost dead. And because it's been sitting out here, it doesn't have the cold cranking amps. But that's a good sign that the electric start portion is working. Let's see if I can get it running. Alright. Looks like we're going to have to manually pull start this puppy. Because I think that is just the battery being not being able to cold crank in. That's the only con about that specific battery, is the guy was telling me at Battery Exchange here in the city, is that the cold cranking amps might not be as powerful, and that's why he suggested I go to a bigger battery. We may take that offer up later, but this is a good thing that the pull start exists. Let's see if we can get her going. Oh! Ooh. Come on, Bandit. You know you want it, buddy. Yes! Alright, I'm just going to let her warm up now. Alright, now that she's starting to warm up, I'm going to start hitting the throttle just a little bit. Nice and easy with the girl, though. Interesting. Okay. So some immediate observations. The engagement range is different compared to the clutch we had on that guy. So normally at idle, these tires would be spinning. It also probably be because of the pad is rubbing on the drum brake there. But again, let's see if I let that go. Yeah, I'm releasing a compression on the drum brake there. So that's pretty interesting. All right, folks. You know what we got to do now. We got to go out to the alley and test this puppy out. So there we have it, folks. Bandit is now back in business. I am very happy to see that the ground clearance between the sprocket is good. Let me explain in that last clip, though. When I got stuck, that was... Well, this has bad ground clearance, but the one I was really most concerned about, though, was digging trenches in that sprocket, and I am darn well impressed to see how that's turned out. Of course, you didn't see electric start kit working as efficiently just yet because I think this battery is not given the proper cold crankiness, aka it's basically dead. So no need to fear on that. I have a alternative what do you call it, I have a battery charger that I can use to keep this thing charged. And now, well, it's going to be a while since we do our next ride, because I like to make maybe the next episode just solely about riding. I mean, I can't do anything else at the moment, but I am actually very blessed to see how everything has turned out here. Of course, with our new chain guard, the battery tray, and all the lovely parts provided by BMIKarts.com. Now, if you don't know BMI Karts, basically they are another option as opposed to buying from Go Power Sports. I have nothing against Go Power Sports because, of course, we got their awesome Stage 1 performance kit and everything. But if you want like alternative options for parts, say maybe you're not finding anything, you can't find anything specific on Go Power Sports, you might be able to find it on BMI Karts for a cheaper price. Just saying. Especially this reinforced axle, the pillow block bearings. Of course, you can probably get that GPS, the split sprocket, the chain, you name it. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of the Drift Trike. As per usual, But yeah, it's going to be a while since we see any future riding because, of course, it's a little wet outside. Thankfully, I didn't get myself too dirty, and hopefully I didn't corrode the terminals as much.
Alright folks, just a quick video editor's note again. Let me just make it clear that for the battery, it's not a dead battery. It's just it was stored overnight in a cold shed, and that meant that the cold cranking amps wasn't strong enough to start the solenoid over. We recharged the battery, and I'm also just going to go ahead and do a quick oil change here using SAE 10W30 oil. Thankfully, the oil coming out here was just dirty, no big chunks or anything, and well, here's proof that also our new solenoid relay we've installed in the previous video is working.
Alright, so 10 minutes has passed, and now the engine should be well lubricated with the new oil. That's all I'm going to do for now until our next ride. So, now anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe as usual. I've been Kaner Nighthawk, and well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao!